Chapter 15 for Advanced Accounting is on completing the worksheet for a merchandising business. On page 371 of your book is the first work together problem to complete a merchandising, and it gave you all of the totals. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to plug in all the totals so I don't take all your time. So you can do that while I'm off screen, or you can just wait to do it after I'm done. Okay, I've got all my totals. I totaled the columns. I've got all my balances in the trial balance. Now I'm going to work on the first adjustment. And the first adjustment, according to page 371, is from a physical count of merchandise inventory. The December 31st balance is determined to be $239,354. So I'm going to make my adjustment to merchandise inventory. So you can see here merchandise inventory is $254. They say it's $239, so the adjustment would be a credit to merchandise inventory. And if I do the math, the difference between the two is $14,890. So that would be the first part of the adjustment. And the second part would be to income summary. I'm going to debit income summary. $14,890. So there's my first adjusting entry, and that's all I have to do then for the work together for 15.1. Okay, the next section of the chapter, 15.2, has you completing the rest of the adjusting entries. So it reads, from a physical count of the following are the December 31st balances. Supplies office, $1,646. So we started with $6,091. So our adjusting entry to office supplies would be a credit of $4,445. Our debit then would be to supplies expense office for the same amount, $4,445. Our supplies store is $2,838. So if we subtract $2,838 from our store supplies, the amount of our adjustment is $3,678. Remember, the book's not going to tell you the amount of the adjustment. What the book tells you is what the inventory is. You have to calculate the adjustment. Next is prepaid insurance. The value of our prepaid insurance is $2,540. So if I subtract that, I get an even $3,000 is my adjustment. And I'm going to put that in insurance expense, $3,000. Okay, so those are my adjusting entries. I can total them as well, and they should balance. So I'm just going to do my auto sum feature. Actually, I kind of like doing it like this better. Oh, except to put it in the wrong place. Ooh. Oh shoot, didn't want to do that. Took my underlines with me. Same here. I'm going to drag it down, auto sum. Okay, so my totals match. For 15. You're going to extend your balance sheet items to the worksheet columns. So I'm going to take everything from trial balance columns down to capital drawing, right there, drawing. All of these will go into the balance sheet columns, and then from sales tax payable down to expenses will go on my income statement column. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to pause the video. Okay, as you can see, I moved all of my balances over, and I was sure to deduct anytime I had an adjustment. Other than that, I've got my totals. So then I'm going to extend them down to the total column. Same thing over here on the credits. Of course, they're not going to balance because I'm going to have my net income or net loss, which I have to calculate. Okay, now I'm going to do that for all of my, from income summary down. Okay, last thing we're going to do is calculate our net income or net loss. Now I can see that my sales, that should not say sales tax payable. That should say sales. That was throwing me off because I was like, sorry. Okay, so sales for the period was 316, which is more than 240. So my difference between these two would be 76,185. Remember, you put it under the smaller of the two because what you want is these two to total up and be in balance with the other side. So this balance is just carried down. And the difference between these two should be the same amount, $76,185. And it is, which means we have a net income for the period. And of course, that's what we want. So right here, we would label this net income. Okay, so that's how you do a worksheet for a merchandising business. And that's the whole gist of chapter 15.